This man has fixed Scotland using one weird trick. Terraformers hate him. Today, we'd like to show you Rebirth. This is a game by Rainer Knizia that features chunky little castles, stackable cathedrals, and a board that is so overwhelmingly green and bright blue that it gives Sonic the Hedgehog a run for his money.
Does Sonic the Hedgehog have money?
Yes, he prefers European euros, but he will accept Canadian dollars.
I thought he just carried like gold rings or something.
That's his blood, dude.
He bleeds rings.
In this peppy and tactile game, you're going to be taking in turns to place cardboard tokens all the way across this map, looking to grab certain spaces on the map to meet your own personal private objectives, but also just generally to take control of castles, which get you points.
And if you don't know what a castle is, they were famously fickle structures that allowed basically anyone to walk in and put their shoes all over the upholstery.
But it's a castle. I built a castle. Why do other people get to put their footsies all over it?
A castle claimed is not a castle kept, you see. You'll be booting other people out of their glamorous estates, knocking them down, and putting your own, far glamourouser estate there instead. In a way that's very annoying, but also very pleasing.
And while you're busy doing that, your friend Kevin has snaked their way all the way across the board and gotten enough points from doing that it's going to make your mother cry.
That's not a full rules explanation, but it's not far off either.
At all.
It's not far off at all.
No. Don't be fooled by this big board and these frankly rather chunky components. This is at heart an incredibly simple game. And it's one of my favorite types of simple. It is immediate. You just get it and go, and it's quite a lot of fun. And if you're someone who doesn't really play a huge amount of board games and you just clicked on this video in particular because you saw all the colourful little shapes and 3D things, I've got some great news for you. I think you are going to like this game. You're going to be passive-aggressively fighting over chunks of a map, and you're going to get to see this cool 3D landscape form rapidly as you play. And crucially, you're going to get to do all of that fun stuff without having to wade through laborious amounts of complicated rules. It's basically just a couple of pages. And so what is Rebirth? Well, the theme of Rebirth is one of ecological regeneration. It imagines a verdant future in which things aren't crap. And as you may have noticed, it is set in Scotland. Although, to be fair, Scotland does already look a lot like this, albeit only for about 15 minutes during June.
It's drippy!
It is a drippy place, but I love it. It's a real puddler. But having mentioned the theme, this isn't really a game that speaks with its theme. Honestly, if you took away the bit that said Scotland and all the little castles, this would feel entirely abstract. Although, I would say that the ecological theming of the game is a nice little accompaniment to the method of production for these chunky pieces. These models are made using a very futuristic new type of production. It looks like they're plastic, but actually they're made up of mashed up wood and colours. And these things look and feel great, which is vital for a game that isn't a kind of dudes on a map moving things around game, but it is one that looks like that from afar. And sometimes it feels like that kind of game when you're knocking off someone else's castle and replacing it with your own.
But at the start of the game, none of these lads are present. You've got this blank realm of possibility, and on that blank realm of possibility, you're going to place these tiles, drawn from a little unknowable stack, one at a time, turning it gradually into a sludgy soup of dependable point-scoring outcomes. Just how I like it. Now, there are 3 types of tokens to play with, and 2 of them are basically the same. Leafs and lightnings can only go on the spaces with matching symbols, or any spaces that are blank. And when you place one of these, you get points immediately, 1 for each of your identical tokens in that same chain or cluster. So 1 token on its lonesome, that's 1 lonesome point. But if you add a 2nd or 3rd to that cluster, that's 2, then 3 points. Oh, what if you add a 4th to that cluster? That's 4 points. I thought you'd be capable of making that leap. But what if you've got 5 tokens all lined up in a row and ready to score, eh? What happens then? You get 5 points. It's really not that hard.
It's not that
It's not that hard. It's so simple.
But what about if another player has 4 in a row and you add a 5th? Do you get 5 points?
No! In futuristic Scotland,
all friendship is forbidden. The other type of tile that you can place is just houses. These can only go inside the borders of towns and cities. And you only get points when all of the spaces within that little city area are filled. At that point, whichever player has the most little house symbols on their tokens is going to get the most points. The second mostest player of houses is going to get less points, and the third person, nothing. Go back home to your none house. But if one of these areas is filled up completely by just one player, will they get all of the rewards? That's potentially a whopping 13 points just for maybe just 3 crap houses. But if you get greedy and try to fill up all 3 spaces of a big city with just single houses, well, another player might swoop in there with a 3 house and punish you for your terrible avarice.
Now that is a bunch of ways to get points, but the real meat of your score is going to come from the places where one cannot place. These purple and yellow spaces can't have tokens on them, but placing next door will get you stuff. Popping up next to purple castle spaces means you can plonk one of your coloured castle pieces onto that spot, until someone else has more pieces next to it than you do. At which point it is theirs instead. And this, at the end of the game, is going to get you a sizable 5-point bonus. 5 points.
Give me a big 5.
Give me a big 5.
And what about cathedrals though, Tom? They're slightly different.
Yeah.
With cathedrals, you just need one of your tiles in these surrounding spaces. There's no area control at all. Every player can put one of them in that spot and they layer up like a theological lasagna. And doing so will get you a secret objective card. Oh, little objective just for me. All of these options intertwine to give you a surprising amount of choice in a game where on your turn you will just pick up a tile and then have a choice of just one tile. You never have any control over what you're playing, but you have a huge amount of control over where.
And where is a very interesting question indeed. Should you make one big cluster of farms to get a huge chunk of points, or do you pop all over the map and get all those cathedral bonuses and work out what private objectives you're going to work towards?
If you know what you're trying to do in the game early, then you're more likely to be able to do it. That's a free tip from me.
That's just science.
And in a sharp little twist in a game that's otherwise fairly straightforward, the way you take control of these castles is a little bit tricksy. Ties will always favour the player who has the most energy and farm symbols in these 6 surrounding spaces, which means a lonely leafy symbol placed just there. It's only going to get me 1 point, but it does send a message to other players that get your grubby little fingers out of my grubby business.
Matt,
this is my city.
You can't talk about your grubby business on camera again. Our lawyers have advised strongly against it.
We still have lawyers after the last time.
We do, and they hate you.
This game, for its lack of decisions when you're holding just one tile, is absolutely rife with decisions elsewhere. And to be honest, it's something of a blessing that the board has these port spaces. These port spaces are going to give you a free point right now just for putting a tile in that space. A point for free now. Go on then. I'll just have a point. Now, the thing is, in most games where you have something like that, a decision that isn't a decision, I'm not a big fan of it. Those turns are often like meh turns. Well, I guess I'll just do this. A board game turn that ends in a shrug is not a good thing 99.9% of the time. But today, I'm here to defend the shrug life. Just bear with me for this and that pun. So this game is fast. Speedy. Before you know it, the whole map is filled up with players' tokens and castles. And the veracity with which this board fills up means that each simple decision ratchets up in importance. Should I put something over here or over here? Well, you can't put it over there now. So, You were thinking about going for a little wander, a walk in those woods over there? No, it's now been demolished and turned into a discount brand retail park. Too slow, buddy, too slow. And so these little port spaces act like a lighthouse for when you're bobbing around and lost in that sea of indecision. I don't know. I'll have a point. It's refreshing. Having the game offer up these easy little choices is great just in terms of keeping it rolling along. It means the pace is never slowed down by analysis paralysis. And it's nice to have some straightforward sums in a game that otherwise could be a little bit foggy, a little bit unknowable. How many points am I going to get for this long term? I don't know, but I can tell you for a fact you're going to get a point right now. It's a point in your pocket, son. Put the point in your pocket. Come on, come on. It's a knowable point in a game that is otherwise very unknowable, having this wild selection of tiles that you don't get to look at and taking them one at a time. Although when I first played the game, I actually read the rules slightly wrong. It says to put 2 tiles to one side at the start of the game, and that's to not be used. I thought you had a hand of 3 tiles, and it's slightly different when you play that. I discovered this when we were just about to start filming a Let's Play of this video, which was not ideal, because I had to then go and play this game a lot more afterwards to play it right. For reasons we've explained.
What?
They're out the game.
We get rid of 2?
Yeah, you get rid of 2.
Ooh.
Although it works really well with 3 tiles. Try it yourself. It's called the Matley's variant for idiots.
That's kind of a redundant title, isn't it? It's a bit self-explanatory.
Watch it, you whippersnapper.
I'm sorry.
And so the game, as the good doctor intended, does not allow for such frippery, such choice. No, 1 tile at a time. And when you've got just 1 tile at a time, and you're looking at the board and trying to find the perfect place to put it, well, isn't this game kind of just like a jigsaw? Wait, no, don't go. Hear me out. Look, so often in this game, you'll pick up a new piece and the place where it should go is really obvious. Oh, yeah, another plant tile, fantastic, snugly, just there, 3 points. But at other times, oh dear, I don't really know where this one should go. I might have to wait until the rest of this area shakes out a little bit before I decide of, yeah. The rhythm of this game is gentle. It's pensive, but without being strenuous. It's solitary, but also shared. There's a rich, enveloping comfort to this procedure of just slowly filling up this board. The landscape being formed piece by piece, by piece, by piece.
But it's not really like a jigsaw at all, is it?
Ah, well, I mean, I suppose not. I just thought, there was some...
It's a cursed magical jigsaw! Shifting and sliding with player intentions, barbed stings and cul-de-sacs of misery. Where can I create tension? Where can I optimize my own gain while shafting somebody else? This piece would fit quite nicely in several spaces, but if I were to spend altogether too long thinking about it, I bet there's a perfect place where it optimally fits. Give me a 15-minute turn and a calculator. I'm going in. I'm being silly, of course. At its very meanest, Rebirth is only gonna elicit a simple, oh, why'd you do that?
And if you do want the mad crunch, then great news. You can forget about Scotland and play the game's variant. We're going to Ireland. It's on the other side of the board.
Why'd you do that?
That's right. Just like in the real world, Ireland is hidden on the reverse side of Scotland. The Irish variant of the game adds a whole bunch of stuff. I never tried it.
You flipped over the board for this joke and you haven't even played this side?
No. The thing is, the base, vanilla version of Rebirth is so, perfectly simple and immediate that every time I went to play it, I kept thinking, oh, maybe I'll try the variant that adds more complicated stuff. But I just thought, no, I guess the experience I want is this one. It's this neat box with a huge table presence that reliably delivers such a lovely bit of pop. A slightly mean little treat that is still light enough, despite all the components, that you can pop it onto a coffee table and play it on there. You can lift that coffee table up into your bed and sit in bed and play it on a coffee table in bed. I've done that.
Wow.
You can do that.
That's amazing.
I don't know if this one is singular or special or exciting enough to get the big old recommends badge, but it's a fabulous family weight game that looks like something bigger than it is, and that in itself is often the exact flavor of delight and that you need to get people to the table. I would say it's a testament to the delightful, clean quality of the design in this game that it made me not really interested in trying the variant every time, because I went to try it and then thought, you know what? I just want to play the basic version of the game.
Yeah, that's fair.
It might be the perfect arrow for someone's quiver as a family weight game.
And I will say my inner board game curmudgeon here is saying that This does have a lot of competition from other Knizia titles. His catalogue is replete with gentle tile-laying fare that's got a little bit of spicy meanness in it.
And that's the thing, when you get to the point of being like, there are so many Nizzas in the world, is this one I need? Then the question is a lot more complicated.
Yeah, that's fair. But this is lovely. It's gentle, it's chill, it's smooth, it's very nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
And if you're on the fence and you want to maybe see it in action, we have recorded a little Let's Play of us playing this with Danny Standering.
Whoa!
And you can watch that as a bonus bits on our bonus bits channel if you are a Shut Up Sit Down supporter, or if you just asked us nicely via email to get access to these things.
Because we're nice.
Yeah,
we're nice.
We try to be.
Sometimes.
That's the end of the video. See you later. I'm really sorry I didn't review the variant. Maybe I should have done, but sometimes I think the variants add complexity and we should just have a beautiful core onion of a game.
Stop it.
I didn't do it. I didn't play it. Bye.
All right then, Matt. Yep. See you next week. Okay. Yeah. See you next week. Yeah. Bye. Bye. All right, you wanted to hear about the island map, didn't you? You absolute sicko. You couldn't resist flipping that board over and getting all Irish. So the island board has two main changes. Firstly, it has public objectives, and secondly, it has these round towers, which confused me a lot because they're not round and they don't happen at the end of the round. I don't know why they're called round towers. Basically, these round towers get you little bonuses when you place tiles next to them, and the public objectives are public objectives, so you directly compete for them. And this basically just gives you a meaner version of Rebirth to play. It's toothier, it's crunchier, it's far more cruel. And so if you wanted a meaner version of this soft, gentle, puzzly, gently combative jigsaw, then you've got it. You sicko, you animal, you disgust me. I think this side of the board will appease people who want to dig a little bit deeper and have slightly more intentionally mean interactions, but it's fundamentally not going to change your opinion of Rebirth if you don't like the base game. I sort of put this bit at the end of the video thinking there would sort of be more to say on the other side of Rebirth, but it's just a bit meaner really, and thanks for watching. Yeah. Okay, yeah, bye. Oh, it started vibrating. Why did it do that?
Why was Tom's phone vibrating? We will likely never know. Thank you very much for watching. It's the time of year where we remind you at the end of videos that we are very much supported by people who just love the show and can afford to donate to what we do so we can keep doing it. So if you love what we do and you want it to continue, then please consider donating if you can. There wasn't any B-roll at the end of that because Tom doesn't have the camera. I have the camera. And the audio quality on this might be bad because I don't have the microphones. Tom has the microphones. So hopefully that gives you some idea of the kind of operation that we're running here and the kind of budget that we run it on. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.